Hello and welcome to No Access Required. So, Xbox Magnus, it's on the way in 2027. Lisa Su stated on a recent earnings call that the Xbox Magnus was slated for a 2027 release date. And as much as I used to get excited for consoles, this last generation has left me a bit deflated. And this next generation, this new generation, isn't shaping up to be anything particularly grand. You see, in the past, consoles in their generations used to have credible leaps. The new console would maybe not leave the old console in the dust, but certainly there were measurable increases in the way that games ran and looked. But for all the talk of magical hardware and incredible software, this last generation has just been a little bit underwhelming. Now that's not to say that these games look terrible. They don't. It has more to do with the fact that we're being promised so much. PC users, it seems, don't really have these problems. PCs are almost infinitely upgradable. And when the brand new hotness gets released, well, you just swap out your old one for the new one. But PCs have always been seen as temperamental. You have to do a bit of work to get games to function correctly. Whereas consoles, plug and play. Bang the game in or download the game and, hey presto, you're in. But PCs are the multi-tool of computing. They don't just play games, they do all kinds of things. And that has been the problem. Microsoft has dominated. King of the hill, the big cheese, the head honcho, the man at the top. And as such, its market share has given it confidence. It's literally done what it wants. And over the last decade or so, it's really embraced that. And frankly, that's what's harmed the brand. In its chase to be everything to everyone and incorporate every feature that one can imagine, including a great deal that people don't want to imagine. They don't like, don't care about, and don't need. Microsoft, as far back as I care to remember, have been the picture of self-serving. It's turned corporate onanism into a fine art. And where has that got them? Well, their users are becoming dissatisfied. They're moving to other operating systems. And now that these operating systems are starting to accommodate gaming more and more, it's becoming an easier choice. So it seems that Magnus will not only have all the benefits that Microsoft can give it on its birth, but also all the problems. Microsoft is birthing its creation just as users are starting to leave. Xbox Magnus development is being led down a blind alley. But like the Titanic and the iceberg, Xbox is a behemoth and Windows is the iceberg. How can Microsoft slow Xbox down, let alone turn it in time to avoid the looming iceberg of its own operating system? Microsoft Windows has been dragging its sorry arse around for quite some time now, and rather than acknowledging all the warning signs, it's just gotten fatter. And for all its glitz and glamour and glossy appeal, it's on life support. It's the equivalent of Monsieur Creosote. Just one more wafer thin mint. And so as Windows finally expires, because it couldn't resist that last treat, Steam appeared. Like the hero on the hilltop with the sun setting behind him. It drew its sword and proudly proclaimed, "I've arrived." A small, unassuming grey box. With peripherals. Lovely. There are doubts here too. But one of those doubts isn't the OS. The operating system is purpose-built for gaming, and the Steam machine promises to offer us everything that Windows cannot and will not. And if Magnus is to fail, the reason it will fail will be the reason that Steam Machine succeeds. That is a philosophy of gamer at the center of everything. Microsoft has painted itself into a corner, and under Satya Nadella, it's developed a philosophy of game anywhere, anytime, on anything. Look at all these games on Game Pass. But please don't look at our operating system. Don't look at the bloat. Don't look at all the problems, all the bugs, all the issues that people have been complaining about for many, many years. Please don't pay any attention to the gated features. Will the Xbox Magnus have gated content? You'll buy the Xbox and it will play games and it will do PC type things, but I think there's a whole new pay-to-use subscription model waiting for us further down the line. Maybe Microsoft does understand its position. Maybe it is already slowing its Titanic down. And this new console, Magnus, as it's codenamed, is in fact the answer to all its problems. PCs will become more exclusive, more expensive. It seems to be going in that direction. And maybe consoles will somehow be a new tier of PC, a lower tier of PC. Microsoft will charge for everything and anything that it can. And the Steam machine, well, it's beaten Microsoft to the punch. And as appealing as Microsoft is in terms of its weight and heft, corporately speaking, that's also its Achilles heel. Providing that Steam can give us everything that it promises, I think what we're looking at in 2027 will be the start of the Xbox console's demise. And Steam may have just played a complete blinder. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe, and share if you'd like. It really would help the channel. And until next time, bye-bye.